Guys, welcome to episode number 16 of the Derby Premier Live, and to start off this episode, we're about to finish the January transfer window. I know it's been a while since the last episode, just been a little bit busy travelling, but we are back, and in a way it's been quite good because it's given you guys a chance to suggest some players, and there's actually been some really nice suggestions. Unfortunately, we haven't had time to scout them, but essentially what I can do is just lob all the money we have and hope we can get those players. So, looking at our short list, here are all the players. We've got a few right backs, as that's mainly what we're going to be looking at in these last couple of days. I looked at Sterling from Coventry. I was also looking at another Coventry player, but we'll get onto him in a minute. But yeah, Sterling looks really good, pretty decent pace, 19 years old. Can play that wing back role as well. That's what I kind of want. And I don't want to play this too much better than Jayden Bogle, where Jayden Bogle becomes pointless to the team. We also have James Taverner here from Cardiff. I think he would cost a little bit more expensive, and maybe in his prime he won't exactly grow too many more ratings. So there's one option. Kyle Walker-Peters from Spurs. One we could potentially get on a loan, to be honest, if we really wanted to. Even though Barcelona are trying to get him on a permanent, maybe a loan is what we could look for. We also have Josh Risdon here from Western Sydney Wanderers. Never heard of him, to be honest, and he actually played at the World Cup, which I'm kind of surprised I didn't recognise his name straight away, because I thought Australia did quite well, especially against France, until VAR involved and Griezmann got that penalty. Yeah, in terms of, like, again, this one is one that I can't sign at the minute because he's on 6 months left, so I'm going to have to pre-contract him if we are going to get him. A little thing is, because we've got Wisdom, I don't really want to get a player called Risdon because I'll just get confused between the two of them. I know that's a really stupid thing, but just like something I'm thinking of straight off the top of my head. We also have Donnell Fisher here from Preston. Can play right back or left back. Very good player, and reasonably priced as well. And we've actually scouted him, so that does help, of course. About 2 million, 2.9 million. Literally, there's the price range of 2.9 million to 2.9 million. So very interesting indeed. And now the one that I probably go for the most is this Max Aarons from Norwich. Very good youngster, 19 years old. Very highly rated, probably on dirt cheap wages, so it's only the transfer fee that would cost us a little bit. Another player that was added to the shortlist, not a fullback, but a player that does look very nice indeed, is Tazganov. Probably butchered his name, but you can see him there, very nice, left-footed on the right-hand side, or on the left if need be, 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. Yeah, something we could look at in the future. I don't think we quite have the money right now. But definitely something I'll look at in the next transfer window. We also added Tom Bayliss, the other Coventry player. Was linked to us in real life, and he's actually only on 6 months left, so we could get him for like really cheap, like probably 400k. So maybe something we'll look at if we can. Some pre-contract signings here. James Milner. I don't know if we could do this, but he would be a great little squad player to have. Obviously can play pretty much anywhere on the pitch, and yeah, just in terms of being James Milner, I'd love to have him at Derby County. Another player that we did add, I don't know if he's here. Yeah, Munayin. Another one pre-contract signing if we can't get Milner. In a way, Munayin is a better player. Obviously, he's a lot younger and can play anywhere and be on the striker, so that would be probably my first pre-contract signing I'd look at. And we also have Pato here from the Chinese league. Again, very good and very cheap actually, only 50k wages. Would be kind of affordable and kind of a good price. It's kind of annoying that I can't see the actual ratings, but that's one of the things you got to do. You got to just take a risk. So I think we're just going to try and sign Max Aarons on a permanent. I think that's the one that sticks out the most to me, the one that I think would logically make the most sense. I kind of want Donnell Fisher just because he's slightly better as a player. But in terms of value, he's 2.9 million, so that'd be essentially all of our transfer money left. Going straight towards him, whereas Aarons would probably cost at least half, maybe even a third of that. So let's go approach him and see what the price is. Just going to offer us transfer fee to kick it off. We'll go low because I don't really want to go anything higher than that, just because I don't want to overpay for him, of course. And they've actually gone for 6, 10, and 4% sell-on fee. Very interesting. Do you know what? If I can get that the actual fee down to like $500,000, I really don't care about the sell-on clause. Like it's kind of the thing that by the time that sell-on clause is activated, the club will be so rich and full of money that 4% is literally nothing. So yeah, if we can get him for $500,000, then that would be something incredible. bit weird. They've knocked off 2% but added 90k. Maybe we can put the sell-on clause up. They're going to accept that 510k plus 5% wages, 5% sell-on clause. Sorry. Now to go into the wages for Aaron's. Again, we don't really know what we're doing with this, but I'm assuming since who's my other championship right back, Fisher, is on like 8 grand, we'll go for something like 2, like maybe 3k a week wages. What I'm kind of hoping for here is that the player actually comes in with the wage. That would be the perfect thing. We've given him a sporadic 2-year contract. We'll try and get that up to a 3, just to keep him on cheap wages for a bit longer. And there we go. They've actually come in with the money. That is the perfect bit, because it means I've not had to scout him, and he's really cheap. Like, I'm almost tempted to accept him now. I know he's only like 65-ish rated, so he's not exactly throwing up any trees, but that's kind of what I want. I don't want anything too much more than what we currently have. Do you know what? I'm just going to accept it. I'm not going to bother fiddling with it. That is an absolute bargain for a player that is very, very good indeed. Let's have a look at what rating he is, because we don't have a single clue. And it's also obviously one of the objectives to lower the average age of the squad. Currently 64 rated. Now, you look at his pace, 82, very good balance, very good agility. Easily get him up to where Jodin Bogle is in a very short amount of time. As you can see, Bogle was 62 rated at the start of the season, and we've already overlapped that. So, in terms of competition, I think he's pretty much perfect. Both very similar players, like in terms of stats, there's not a lot between them, and that's kind of what I wanted. I didn't want to sign someone that just replaced Bogle straight out. And after that signing, there's not really been much of a dint in the transfer fee. Now after that transfer, it's not exactly dinted our transfer budget and wage at all. So we're going to just look at the objective. Yeah, decrease the age. We're getting closer. Like we're only 0.9 away. So I'm not going to really worry about that at the time being. And we're going to look to sign somebody else, because why the hell not? Now, since he's so cheap at the minute, because he's only got 6 months left, I don't know if I can actually show you here. I think I have to go onto the scout bit, Tom Bayliss, who was linked to us in real life, and that kind of authenticity I do like to signings. I don't want to just sign players like unrealistic ones, almost like this Briam Diaz. Like he's a career mode one. Same with Kyle Walker-Peters a little bit. He doesn't play too much for Spurs, but obviously well known in the footballing world. So I like to go for ones that are a little bit more niche, and Tom Bayliss is pretty much that. And he's essentially what Mason Mount may be in a few years' time. So I think we're going to go in for Tom Bayliss. He is 6 foot tall, can play centre mid, CDM, or right mid. So yeah, perfectly versatile. He's a little bit taller than Mason Mount, and that kind of style of player. So again, I don't know how much he's worth. So it's almost like, what do I chuck in? Maybe a player. But I feel like since it's so close to the end of the window, are we going to likely be able to get one out? Maybe Callum Guy, just because he technically should be at Blackpool, so we're going to go chuck him in. They're wanting that plus 200k. I'm not going to complain with that, Blackpool. Coventry, sorry. So what we'll do is we'll knock that down to, we'll just knock 100k off. I think that'll be more than happy enough to do that. But because obviously, on top of that, we'll accept that. It means the wage of Guy goes off. So if Callum Guy goes in the other direction, it's essentially a swap deal for like 200k, which for me is a no-brainer. Into the contract stage then for Bayliss. I know these things are going really quick at the minute, but since we are so close to the deadline, we do need to kind of get it wrapped up quickly. There we go, 2k a week wages for Bayliss. Thought I'd negotiate a little bit, and it worked. And we got another player for peanuts. Literally, like, just nothing. Like, again, you look at that and has it moved? Not really. But yeah, in my opinion, we've got a better player from what we had in Callum Guy. Obviously, Bayliss a little bit faster, a little bit more agile, and better at dribbling. Still only 62 rated, but if I get him into training, we could easily get these up to 70s by the end of the season. So I think just because he's the ideal one, I'm going to go for Munayin on a pre-contract. If we can get something sorted there, then that'll be something I'd be quite happy with for next season. Even if we're on the Championship, he'd absolutely rip things apart. That's pretty decent, I'm not going to lie. If I can get rid of that appearance bonus and maybe move it into signing on bonus, then I'd be very happy to sign that. It's just like, I just don't feel the need for appearance bonuses. They're kind of annoying to me. Go for something like that. And there we go. Like it's cost us 7k in wages, which is less than $1 million, I'm pretty sure. So I think 50k a week wages plus 440k sign-on bonus. I'm going to accept that because we've still got money to get something maybe on a loan. So there we go, Munayin has been accepted. We did try and get a few of these more expensive strikers, but just slightly out of our budget, so I felt just getting something on a pre-contract logically for next season, like, it's kind of what we need. I know he has got the injury prone trait, which is a slight concern, but we haven't exactly had any injuries during this career mode, so I'm not that fussed, to be frankly honest. In terms of signings, like, I feel like, do we need anything? That's the thing. As you can see, we've moved in quite a few players: Munayin, Bayliss, Aaron, Solanke and Ampadu. Moving out Guy and Roos and David Nugent on a pre-contract. And not much has really happened in the league. I'm kind of surprised in a way, but if we quickly look at the top deals, I think some of these are actually from the summer, but still we'll have a look. As you can see, 110 million for Isco to Manchester City, Milinkovic-Savic to Barcelona, Carvajal to Chelsea for 50 mil, Kimpembe to Arsenal, Tellers to Bayern, Illaramendi to Spurs, Roberto to Arsenal, William Jose for 43 mil. He's quite decent, but I personally wouldn't pay that much for him. Pereira to Man City for 35, Belotti to... Is he like that? Like, Belotti, in my opinion, is a better player than William Jose, and for literally 10 mil more. It's a little bit weird, but nevertheless. Brandt to Juventus, Sabitzer to Real Madrid. I did actually see a funny one. Balotelli to Real Madrid. I don't know why that made me laugh. Same with Bastos to Chelsea. But it's kind of a Chelsea-ish signing. It's almost like the Loic Remy, Giroud kind of style signing that they do make. Grimaldo to Real Madrid as well. But apart from that, that's about it. Most of them are quite logical signings for all the clubs. Just on deadline day then, we're going to try and get Forestieri. He's obviously a very good player, can play striker or in behind the striker. One of the best in the Championship. We've got just about enough to get him if we can. So we may as well give it a shot. It's not going to hurt us in any way, so let's give it a crack. And if we can, amazing. So again, it's the wingers, fullbacks and centre-backs, so it's kind of only Kellen Gordon, which essentially doesn't exactly knock anything off. And as you can see, we're up to 6.4 million. Can we meet somewhere in the middle though? I'm going to go for this. This is literally our last chance to get him. And as you can see, they're just sticking to that 6.2, so we're going to have to reject Forestieri. But again, literally small margins. Maybe if we sold somebody, we could have potentially afforded him. But I think we're going to try and get Sammy Winnell back to the club because I enjoyed him quite a bit last year, to be honest, and I wouldn't mind him back. I'm going to go probably just for the million, see where we're at, if we can meet somewhere in the middle. As you can see there, 1.6. I'm kind of almost tempted to put a sell-on clause and get rid of the price involved. So I'm sticking to 1.6. If we can get it like 1.3, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe 1.25. We're going to take some time, which is kind of annoying on deadline day because you don't exactly have much time to consider. Maybe I should have paid the price, but I don't know, I'm just cheap and I like to save money. But nevertheless, I'm kind of tempted to make Pato on a pre-contract, but then it kind of removes all the money we have. So I don't really want to do that at the same time. But I think it's kind of too much of a good deal not to do. Because the amount, like, he's worth 13 million. If we can get him for essentially dirt cheap, then that'd be great. Also with Pato, he's got a scanned face, which helps out a ton. Let's see if they do the wages, or we have to. So that's interesting. Now, I kind of don't want to give him too much, obviously, because then we can make some more signings. So since Munayin had like 400k, I think, something like that. Anyway, we'll go for that. I think that's a perfectly fair offer to kick it off, and hopefully they'll meet somewhere in the middle. Maybe not quite in the middle, but at least we're negotiating. We'll remove the bonus. Hopefully then save a bit of money, and there we go. Happy to do that. It's like we've just saved $1 million from removing that and accepting it. So Pato on 43.5k wages plus about 400k sign on. Slightly less wages than Munayin. I think, yeah, we got him to go for 50k. But like, it's fine margins, and they're both really good players for next season, so really can't complain. Pato is amazing, like ridiculous. Munayin is just as good, so more than happy with them. So yeah, they're going for 1.3 plus 5k wages. That's fine for me. I'm more than happy to accept that. So we're going to go into that, accept that, and go negotiate the contract, just so we got the option up front. Like we're struggling to scoring goals in our strikers. That's the main area. Solanke hopefully is the answer. but I don't want to put all my eggs into that basket. Hoping they come in with the wages, and that'll be pretty good for us. As you can see, yeah, 20k wages, and we'll get rid of the appearance bonus, and hopefully I'll be more than happy to sign that, because then we still got a little bit of money if we do need to negotiate. Yeah, we'll go for that 21k. I'm more than happy with. But yeah, and I want to leave a little bit of money just in case we need to sort out our players' contracts. So I think that is it for the January transfer window. Bringing in a number of players. I think too many, if anything, but I like to make signings in this window. So we've got Simon as a goalkeeper. That was our first signing in the summer window. Then we're going for Jeff Hendrick on... what was it? Yeah, we paid 5.7 mil, which, when you look at it now, maybe was a little bit too much, but personal feelings towards Jeff, as he is a former player, kind of made that deal happen. Ethan Ampadu for 750k. Not going to complain with that. 5-year contract on 5k wages. Very nice indeed. Same with Max Aarons. Similar to Ampadu, like dirt cheap wages, and will probably grow to like 80s. Again with Bayliss, 2k wages. Literally nothing. Literally nothing. This guy was 175k plus Max Bird. Again, I'm not bothered about the mill. He's worth 2.2, so I've already made money straight away. So that's good to see Sammy Winnell back. Munayin and Pato on pre-contracts, really happy with those, both out 80 rated and very good stats, and very usable as well. Like in terms of players on FIFA, probably two of the most OP I could probably have got. And then Dom Solanke on a short-term loan. Could have maybe looked to bring in a few more loans, but I kind of prefer permanence, just because then I can make him my own player and build the squad how I want it. So looking at those players that have just come in, Sam Winnell 71 rated. If you compare him with Nugent, who I quite like, Winnell's a lot better. Like there's way better stats on Winnell, and I'm hoping he can score me some goals. A couple of messages here. Interest shown, 22 million. Well, we definitely don't have that much money, so we're not going to be able to counter that. £3 million offer here for Curtis Davis again. I could take that money and go buy someone young at about the same rating and make him better, but Curtis Davis is just a solid centre back, so I can't really let him go. Into the first game then of the episode. I know it's been quite a long one with just those signings on deadline day, but we did make many indeed. As you can see, like if we don't win January Player of the Month, I don't know what we can do. As you can see here, we've got Tom Lawrence, Mason Mount and Wisdom against Adam Forshaw. Like if we don't win this, then I don't know what we can do. But yeah, as you can see, we've got a couple of signings here. Winnell and Bayliss coming into the team. Don't know if we're going to play Bayliss, but it's nice to have him and to be able to grow him. Winnell here, really cheap, like for a mil, not that bothered. I think even if he doesn't play too much, then whatever, but we're going to give him a go and hopefully he can get some goals. Here we are then at Deepdale for the first game against Preston of the episode. It does feel like such a long time since I last went into a game, but looking at their team, gone to the 4-2-3-1, a player that we were looking at, of course, Darnell Fisher. Right back could have been ours, but went for someone slightly younger and slightly better for the future. Ben Davies, Huntington and Earl. Rudd goal, and Donnell Johnson and is it Daniel Johnson? I think it's just Daniel Johnson and Ryan Lesden in the middle. Billy Bowden and Barkhuizen out wide. Harrop and Sean Maguire up top. A very good Preston team. Like I think I've said before, in terms of career mode, like if you're just a neutral, I'd definitely suggest Preston because they've got a really good youth team.
Well, it's come to nothing in the
Ball into the box, headed by Sean Maguire, and it at the back of the net. Might be not Maguire, might not. I think it's Billy Bowden actually. But like just learning ultimate difficulty again is just so difficult. And 10 minutes in, Preston with the early goal. I kind of expected my keeper, like it was so close to him to come out and get that, but he just didn't. And yeah, Preston have made it 1-0. As you can see, couldn't quite get the ball off him. I think with Thorne, ball goes into the box, and that was a good ball, but I just feel like the keeper could have come out and got that. And it is Billy Bowden with his 4th goal. It's a good chance here again for Preston. Through the middle, chip the keeper. Is that 2-0? Or is he offside? It's 2-0. I genuinely thought he was offside there. It's a difficult learning curve, just coming back and trying to learn against the AI. They are very good indeed. As you can see, Curtis Davis with the poor pass. Big gap in the defence. Keeper comes out, and I think we just need to get back to Carson. I don't know what it is about Simon, but I just don't really like him too much. He's a good keeper in stats, but I don't think he keeps that many clean sheets. If you compare the two, as you can see, way better stats on Simon, but I just prefer Carson. I don't know what it is about him, but he just seems to do a better job. Winner with the ball here, out wide to Josephine. Can he ping it across the box to the middle to Winner with the goal? There we go. We brought him off the bench to get goals, and that's what he's done. He's come on his debut, second debut technically. Sammy Winnell back with the goals and gives a chance in the second half. Chance here for Solanke. He's through on goal. Can he find the back of the net with the perfectly timed shot? Makes it 2-2. Get us back on level terms. It gives us a chance to get something from this game when it was pretty much dead in the first 15 minutes. But we've managed to bring it back, and maybe not the 4-2-4, but maybe a 4-4-2 is what we should really be playing to get the best results. Chance here for Wilson, just coming off the bench. Obviously he is a free kick specialist and also a goal scoring specialist with an absolute strike there from the Welshman, just coming off the bench 2 minutes ago. Makes it 3-2, puts us into the lead, and I've definitely got the hang of shooting now. I definitely know how to find the back of the net quite effectively, and we have made it 3-2. Chance here for Preston with the shot and with the goal. It's kind of ultimate difficulty for you. They literally get one chance and they will find the back of the net, making it 3-3. It's an absolute cracker again, to be fair. We did bring it back nicely and got us into the lead, but they quickly replied to make it 3-3. As you can see, just nice passing play, a two-touch football, goes through to the striker, left foot, back of the net, makes it 3-3, and that is Graham Burke's third goal this season. Last chance of the game here. Winner with the ball. Can I cut inside with him? It's inside to Wilson with the shot now. Saved by the keeper. Come on, Lawrence, react. Back in the middle. Can't quite control it with Winner, and I think that is full time. A little bit of a shame we couldn't get the 3 points, but I'll take the one after being 2-0 down. And probably the most exciting game so far in this career mode. Like, just goals. There's nothing else to say about that game. Just end-to-end stuff. I don't know how Josephine. How did he get 2 assists? I genuinely don't know how he got 2 assists. Must have set up both Winnell and Solanke somehow, but I felt like he wasn't doing much, so I took him off. But apparently he got man of the match, which is interesting. But he was a little bit low on fitness, to be fair. Into the next game then against Hull. As you can see, January Player of the Month goes to Mason Mount. That's good to see indeed. We do have the Carabao Cup game coming up soon as well, and I think this is our first Player of the Month reward given to us. Very good player indeed, and should get plenty in real life. So just looking at the calendar quickly, we do have this game against Hull, then Wigan and Ipswich Forest, and then the Carabao Cup final. So I think in the next episode we'll potentially get to the Carabao Cup final, maybe play it, we'll see. But yeah, there's really not a lot left. Like, you finish February and you've got 1, 2 and a game. Like, there's not too long left in this career mode, so let me know who we sign in the summer. It's as simple as that. We should have at least about 10 mil to spend, so let's go into the next game against Hull. If we can win that, that'd be great. I think I'm going to stick to the 5 just for the next game, just because I've got Mason Mount back, and we did actually do quite well against... Who was it? He scored a hat-trick against somebody. I can't remember who it was in the last episode, but yeah, we'll go for this. Put Winnell onto the bench since he did score in the last game, and yeah, see how we do. Back at home then against Hull City, a couple of changes, gone from Marriott and Ledley and Mount into the team. Obviously Mount was a bit low on fitness in the last game, so I had to rest him. They've gone for a 4-2-3-1, Todd Kane, Elphick and Davidge. Kingsley, Stewart, Henriksen and Sally and Grzycki out wide. Jackson Irvine and Pombo up top, David Marshall in goal. Like, Hull are obviously at the minute they're not exactly being run correctly at all, because they're just like selling loads of stuff and not exactly investing in the team. And there's still a good few players like Elphick, Grzycki and Jackson Irvine you definitely have to keep an eye out for. Grzycki with the ball out wide. Well, gone into the near post with the header from Irvine. And there you go, the two players that I did highlight at the start of the game have combined to make it 1-0 in the first 25. And again, Simon just... could he have done better? His positioning, very questionable. Like, I just don't quite know what he was doing there. And yeah, it's 1-0 to Hull. Winner with the ball here on the attack, just hoping Marriott can find a bit of space with the finesse shot. Hits the inside of the post, and that is what we were looking for, a goal to get us back into the game. I think we've had about 11, so it's about time we score. We have just brought on Lawrence and Holmes for a bit more of attacking presence, and hopefully we can find a winner. Over the top here for Marriott. Can't get it though. It's going to headbutt the keeper, and there's full time. A little bit of a shame we couldn't get the 3 points again, but I think it's just that bit of rustiness, not having played the game in a while. As you can see, we had a few chances, but not quite enough to really deserve the win. So again, I went to the 4-2-4 and it seemed to create a lot more chances. So I'm going to look to play a different formation, I think, in the next episode with 2 strikers. I think on that note, we will end off this episode here. We're currently in 8th in the table, only a point off the playoffs. Like, you look at the ideal scenario, we could have had another 4 points and put us on 52 nicely into the playoffs. And yeah, unfortunately, just both those games were draws, and now we're down in 8th. So a little bit of a shame, but we're still very much in it to get promotion. West Brom are pretty much running away with it with 71 points, then 62 with Stoke. It's going to be very difficult to catch those up, but as long as we can get a playoff spot, then I'll be happy. Just looking at what we actually signed, like the number of signings we made. So all the signings we did make during this window: Hendrick, Ampadu, Aarons, Bayliss, Winnall, Munayin and Pato and Solanke. I don't know if you count these 2 as signings this window. We did make them during this window, but obviously won't be joining us till the summer window. But in terms of signings, overall we made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really can't complain about that. You could call it 6 if you take away the pre-contracts, but that's still business we did. So yeah, hopefully guys did enjoy this episode. Make sure you do leave a like rating if you did enjoy, and see you soon. Bye.